If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast, episode 26. And joining me tonight from Growing Garden City is Janine Radke. How you doing, Janine?
I'm doing good. How are you, Ricky?
Doing all right. Just making it through another day off and back to work tomorrow.
What, you get a day off?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
How did that work?
If you want to call doing laundry and all that kind of good stuff, day off.
I'm not sure that is considered a day off. I think it's a day at home, but not necessarily a day off.
Right. So how's things going on Growing Garden City?
Going okay. We're taking a few weeks off right now to be able to just kind of refocus and get some things set up. So hopefully we'll be back at it before too long here.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
Wow. I bet your fans are missing you.
So we hope to be back up and running and at it again pretty quick here. So
yeah, hopefully you guys will be. All right. Are we ready to rock and roll with some cases tonight?
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
All right.
The National Runaway Safe Line is here to listen and here to help. Speak to someone specifically trained in crisis prevention who won't tell you what to do. Join a forum where you can post your questions, thoughts, or concerns about what it is like to be a teenager or a parent. If there is something you have been wondering about, please ask, because chances are there are a lot of other people wondering the same thing. Remember, you are not alone. Go online to 1-800-runaway.org or call 1-800-789-2626.
So our first person tonight is Cheyenne Tapkin. Cheyenne went missing from Hutchinson, Kansas on September 4th. She has not made contact via phone or social media or any other means. She is 4 months pregnant and was last known to be with her boyfriend. It is believed Cheyenne still may be in the local Hutchinson area, or she may be in the San Antonio, Texas area. Cheyenne is 21 years old. She is 5 foot to 5'2" inches tall, weighs between 94 and 115 pounds, has blonde hair that was last known to be dyed red, and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Cheyenne's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the South Hutchinson, Kansas Police Department at 620-560-6251 or the Kansas Bureau of Investigation at 785-296-4017.
Okay, and our next case is Kaylin Schultz. She is missing from Shawnee, Kansas. She's been missing since September 16th, 2020. She's 17 years old. She's 5'1", 130 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes. It's believed that she may still be in the local Shawnee, Johnson County area, or she may be in the Wichita, Kansas area. If you have any information regarding Kaylin's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Shawnee, Kansas Police Department at 913-631-2150 or the KBI at 785-296-4017.
All right. Our next person tonight is Lilith Morrison. Lilith is a missing and endangered runaway who went missing from Topeka, Kansas on September 4th. Lilith is 14 years old. She is between 5'5" and 5'6" inches tall, and she weighs approximately 160 pounds. She has blonde hair that was last known to be dyed pink and blue eyes. Lilith has an eyebrow piercing and may be wearing glasses. If you have any information regarding Lilith's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9415 or the Kansas Bureau of Investigation at 785-296-4017, or you can call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678.
Okay, and our next one is Molly Shoemaker. She is missing from Andover, Kansas since September 4th of 2020. She's 16 years old. She is 5'5" tall. She weighs 120 pounds. She has blonde or strawberry hair and hazel eyes. It's believed that she may still be in the local Andover area or she may be in the Wichita area. If you have any information regarding Molly's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Andover, Kansas Police Department at 316-733-5177 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678.
Okay, next we have Riley Murowski. Riley is a missing endangered runaway who went missing from Merriam, Kansas on September 24th at about 9:30 p.m. Riley was last seen at his Merriam residence, and he may be in the company of his girlfriend, who drives a gray 2006 Honda Civic with Kansas license 028NAN. Riley is 15 years old. He is 5'10" tall and weighs 195 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Riley's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Merriam, Kansas Police Department at 913-322-5560 or the Kansas Bureau of Investigation at 785-296-4017.
Real quickly on him, I just did a real quick check on the Merriam, Kansas Police Department Facebook, and they are reporting he's been located and is safe. So that one, he's actually been located.
Great. That's always great news to know that.
Oh, yes, definitely.
People are safe and sound, and their family knows that they're safe and sound and can rest a little bit easier.
Definitely. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. I hope I say this right. Soraya Garcia, missing from here in town, Salina, Kansas. She has been missing since May 16th of 2020. At the time of her disappearance, she was 14 years old. She's now 15. She's 5'2" tall. She weighs 210 pounds. Has black hair and brown eyes. Let's see if you have any information regarding Soraya's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts. Please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210 or the KBI at 785-296-4017.
Okay, next we have Suzanne Morphew. Suzanne Morphew went missing from Salida, Colorado on May 10th. The exact circumstances of her disappearance are not known, but it is thought that Suzanne disappeared during a bike ride on County Road 225 and West Highway 50, located in unincorporated Chaffee County, Colorado. Her bike was recovered, but there has been no information as to the condition of her bike. Investigators have found an item or article they believe that belongs to Suzanne, but they have not released what that article is. Suzanne is 49 years old. She is 5'4" tall and weighs 110 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information regarding Suzanne's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Chaffee County, Colorado Sheriff's Office at 719-539-2596 or the Colorado Bureau of Investigation at 719-647-5999.
And I do want to talk about Suzanne Morphew's case a little bit. I've been following this case pretty rock hard solid the last couple of weeks. And this past Thursday, her brother, Andy Mormon, took a trip from Indiana up to Colorado to launch a massive search for her. And it started this past Thursday and it just concluded this evening. And throughout the search, they did find items that they turned over for analysis to see if they were evidence or not. The last day or two, they've had cadaver dogs up there and they've made what they call passive hits. And my understanding what a passive hit is they pick up a scent, but they can't get to that scent. And what this dog did is he made a passive hit on it, returned to the handler, and then the handler said go, and then went back to that same scent, that same spot, went back to the handler, and the handler did it again. Dog went back to that same spot and back to the handler. And there was like 2 or 3 different locations that they had this happen on. And CBI and FBI today went and dug at those sites, and they said they didn't find anything at any of those sites that was of any evidentiary value to the case at all. The update I watched this evening a little bit, and I'm going to finish watching the rest of it later. But they were talking to Andy, and he's pretty emotional and pretty exhausted because they didn't find her, and he was really hoping to find her. And he's going back to Indiana tomorrow, but he's really going to keep her case going and keep it alive and keep it active and make sure that Suzanne doesn't get forgotten about. And I'm really praying that he does find her at some point because she deserves to be found. And he was telling Chris McDonough and Mike King, the two guys that do Profiling Evil, us from keeping up on all this is on Profiling Evil because they're very heavily involved in it. And he was telling them that what this tells them is one person is responsible for her disappearance and possible, more than likely, death, and that they went through great pains to make sure that they hid her and hid her very well. And that there were obviously no witnesses, at least none that they know of. But he's just, you could just see the anguish in his face when I was watching the update earlier. And I really pray for the best for him and his family, that they get some answers and get her found. Their father was just recently diagnosed with cancer, so there's another blow to the family. So my heart and my prayers really go out to the Morphy family and the Mormon family up there in Indiana. And I'm going to keep watching it and keep my eyes and ears open, and I'll put up more updates as I can get a hold of them. But just wanted to kind of give you guys the latest on what's going on up there.
Yeah, well, we can continue to share those updates that you do too, and have other people share them out around as well. My heart breaks for the family just because, there's so many things that they don't know. And, looking at that's got to be such an emotional toll anyway, just trying to figure out what happened to your loved one and not being able to find her after all of that searching and just not having any kind of closure. And, it just is unbelievable that, somebody can do this to somebody. I just don't ever understand that piece, but I pray that they find her soon.
I do too.
That they can have some closure and that she can be brought home.
And kind of give you an idea, like the kind of attention that Suzanne's case is getting. The first day they had about 150 people up there helping Andy search. And the last 2 days, they've had over 700 the last 2 days helping him out.
Wow.
They weren't able to actually, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, Colorado Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, they couldn't officially lead Andy's search efforts because of liability reasons, but they did have teams from each agency there in support roles as far as like evidence analysis and things like that. So even though they couldn't help lead that effort, they were there in a support role, which was really good. So, it's just an incredible effort by her brother. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good to know that he's not going to allow, her to be forgotten, or not going to allow her to, he's going to keep her in the forefront of people's mind and keep people looking for her. And to expand that many people to be able to do a search to find her, it's just amazing that people can devote their time to that and be able to come in and do that. Yeah. So I really appreciate everything that they're doing to try and bring her home.
Yeah, I do too. And Andy, if you ever get a chance to see this particular episode of the show, just know that my thoughts and prayers are with you. And I really pray that you find her. I really do.
And that goes for me as well.
Yeah. Let's move on to our next case, which is going to be Emmanuel Simpson. Goes by AJ. He's missing from Topeka, Kansas. He's been missing September 18th of 2020. He is 18 years old. He's 5 foot 9 inches tall. He weighs 170 pounds. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. It's believed that he may still be in the local Topeka area or that he may be in Oklahoma. If you have any information regarding Emmanuel's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Topeka, Kansas Police Department at 785-368-9415 or the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-843-5678 or KBI at 785-296-4017. Well, welcome back, everybody. And just want to thank everybody again for joining us tonight on the show, and to thank Janine again from Growing Garden City for joining us again tonight. And Janine, when you guys get back up and running, how can people find your show?
We're on Facebook at Growing Garden City. You can come onto the Facebook page, and we are also on the backhomemedia.com website as well.
Cool. And if you want to check out any other shows that are on Back Home Media, you can go to backhomemedia.com, and there's a whole list of all the really good shows that are on there, and including all of our back episodes as well. So if you want to check that out, go to backhomemedia.com. And again, if you want to support what we're doing here on Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast, you can go to patreon.com/KMUpod, and we've actually structured tiers on there now to where you can support at the level that you want to. And I appreciate anybody that would like to do that. And again, just want to thank Janine and thank everybody for joining us. And everybody have a good night and stay safe, and God bless.
Good night, everybody.
Well, I don't think and I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought in a person, the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arms, to this playful assault, to disgrace in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death or water, left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the ground fits, wear it, the crown fits.